Hello, praise be to our Jesus, and welcome to another video. This video we're going to be covering Caliber's classes, this one being particularly the support classes. I will try to cover all I can based on what I have used and or seen. I did not have everyone. I work, damn it, I don't get paid for this. I'll try to remember which operators cost just coin or store or credits. I apologize if I get wrecked. I'm not going to be covering the recruits. And of course the purpose of this video is to hopefully those of you that are playing or trying to get into it, help you narrow down your choices. I always recommend getting one in each class, and helping narrow it down helps mitigate spending of resources and hopefully you being responsible with your money. Unlike me. Don't be like me. So, getting right into it. First up, we have Almez here. He is available for credits as coin. Almez, he is the... Oh wait, hold on. I'm getting ahead of him. And I'm getting ahead of myself. I didn't talk about what types of support you usually get. Supports usually come in a variety of different weapon types. Generally, you're all using machine guns. And the machine gun capacity is what varies amongst all of them. Generally being between 75 round magazine or 100 round magazine. Generally supports are kind of more tanky. They generally have 3 armor compared to the other operators, which vary between 1 and 3. And yeah, as I mentioned, they have machine guns. They're meant to lay down a lot of hate by either by getting into position and setting up ambushes or just overwatching in general. They don't do as much damage as assault rifles, but you have a lot more bullets to play with. So if someone's whipping shots and having to reload as assault, you're probably not reloading as a support. Makes you very good in PvP for continuous fire, and PvE by just having a crap ton of bullets available to you. You are also, unfortunately, among the slower of the operators, generally costing a lot of stamina to move around, as well as having the slowest movement, generally. Now we'll get back into talking about Almez. So Almez, you got a EKP variant. He gets 100 round magazines, which eventually he gets another magazine, so he'll top off at the 200 mark. He gets a grenade launcher with smoke rounds. I'm not a fan of from team just because PvE, it's alright to mask, but generally your medic has an ability to do so, or someone else does. PvP, it's breaking line of sight, but of course it works both ways. Almez, given his ability, he is a true tank. Almez is able to cast a shield on himself. His shield has higher durability than most shield cast abilities. How shields work is shields act as a free slate of health and armor. Shield must be depleted before your health and armor start being depleted again. Almez also takes reduced headshot damage while his ability is used. The caveat is that he's moving at reduced speeds and cannot sprint. That eventually gets mitigated in his skill tree from leveling up. I can't find it right away. There it is. So that eventually goes away. Another unique ability of Almez is that very early on, he gets the ability to, I believe he can self-revive as long as he's got a syringe. Be able to get himself back up, but it costs the syringe. So that is unique, and if it becomes a last man standing situation, he can get himself back up if he fails. PvP, players that know about Almez will try to kill you so that you can't do it because the round won't end if Almez is able to pick himself up, and then you gotta sit there running around like, alright, where's the guy at that can pick himself up? Where's he at? But I'd say if you're looking for a tank, Almez here is a very good choice. Next up, the Rokk. Sevrog gets 75 rounds, eventually going up to 3. I'm not going to do math because Mimi brain not working right now. He gets a grenade launcher with actual rounds, and it's actually a tube fed. Think of the China Lake, essentially, for comparison. I think he gets a total of 6 grenade launcher rounds. They'll eventually go up to 6. They do a little bit less damage, of course, because you've got more to play with compared to most other grenade launchers, which only get 2 shots max. Again, can be used for big damage on enemies or destroying cover. His ability is suppressive fire. Hits will make the target unable to aim down sights. Well, aim over the shoulder, I guess. Which is useful in PvP because you are maintaining your accuracy while the enemy is not able to. This eventually gets buffed where it needs less hits to proc onto someone, as well as getting an area effect around you that allows your teammates to have faster reload around you. Nice for PvE. You don't see it pop up too many times where you gotta continue mag dump in PvE, and his ability helps you out. Unless maybe you're a shotgunner. Now, suppressive fire, I don't know if its usefulness in PvE side of things on how much it messes with the enemy accuracy. I don't see that come into play too much. Just because also there's a lot of people shooting at you. But overall, I'd say he's a pretty okay choice. Especially because he is available for credits, and particularly on the cheaper end for credits. So if you're looking for a support, and maybe you're struggling for credits and all that, he is definitely a solid choice. Sputnik, wearing that awesome SSO legendary outfit that I love and will mention every single time I come up to one of their operators. He gets 75 round. What is going on with this? Oh, that's right. I forgot this stuff's like all messed up. That's funny. Please fix it. He gets 75 round mags, so of course he tops out 3 mags altogether. He gets a rocket launcher for high damage and or again destroying cover, which eventually tops out to 2 rounds for the rocket launcher. His ability is the drone. He will throw out a drone that if there's something within proximity of the drone will try to seek out, which will inflict mark, giving you live details on the target affected by the drone. PvE, not as useful. It works as a nice little 2-second distraction because the AI is programmed to go after drones in terms of priority, which they're also, aimbots, so they'll eventually destroy the drone very quickly. Unless it's right up on them, they might take a few shots after missing. But its true purpose is in PvP, where you can either follow the drone because you know the drone's going to someone, or just wait for the drone to tag someone, which of course being marked in PvP is not a good experience because everyone can see your live data, they see exactly where you're at. He is more of a PvP person because of the drone. His machine gun is also pretty damn good. Don't read the lore there. But if you're looking for a PvP choice, he is pretty good. He is one of the ones, unfortunately, I don't remember if credits or not. And I don't remember seeing him in rotation in a hot minute. I want to say hopefully he's, but I unfortunately cannot recall what he costs. A rotation operator or one that's available for uniform. Do remember Kit though. Kit is a rotation operator, so he costs coin unless he is in rotation, in which case he will cost 55,000 credits. Kit is a very good all-around support operator for both PvP and PvE. The RPK has kind of got like recoil. It's pretty hard compared to most machine guns. Starts off at 45 rounds, but eventually goes up to 75 and then gets 2 mags. He gets mines, which are good for holding out situations in PvE, as well as trying to set up traps in PvE, if you're one of those like to trap things. He also by default inflicts crippled on targets. Can't sprint. Load. But the real keeper here is his banner ability. His banner ability recovers stamina. It gives you a temporary shield when you cast it. And if someone is down and they go into the banner area, the banner is used to give a free revive. That's right. You have a spammable free revive. Spammable as long as you got the stamina for it. It is rather expensive in that stamina cost. But again, it's free revives. It's free revives, and someone doesn't have to pay attention to getting someone up. The medic doesn't have to go over and take eyes off someone. You don't have another gun that's wasting time picking someone up. Plant the banner, boom, someone gets picked up. That's not what... It also has poison immunity. Which I like as a PvE side of thing. I did this last time with the assault. I'm forgetting about it. Sputnik also, even though his outfit is different, he also has poison immunity. Which I like again for PvE side of things because it nullifies a special enemy. But yeah, okay. Really fucking good. You got the money, and by money I mean in-game money, really looking to not be responsible with your own money, I'd say he's an easy pick. Rokk, I believe he is available for credits. I don't remember how much. Rokk is more of a assault masquerading as a support class. He gets a machine gun that is only capped out at 50 rounds per magazine. And he gets 5 mags though, which means he has the highest ammo capacity in the game, 250 rounds overall. Whereas most supports are going to top out at 100. Or whatever, 75 times 3. No, I'm not doing it. He gets a poison gas launcher, one of the few operators that uses poison gas. Poison gas is good for hazing and area of denial, as you don't start off with great tick damage until you get a damage upgrade, but no one wants to sit there and continuously take damage, so no one's going to try and get a revive that's in the middle of gas, and no one's going to sit in a corner and just continuously take gas. But you're not likely to kill players with it unless you got someone like a Bastion trapped in a corner somewhere and somehow doesn't want to leave. PvE, enemies will try to leave the gas unless they're trying to push, which means you can get some kills and or get some tick damage on a group of enemies so that they are weaker and take less bullets to kill. He gets, for his ability, it is a spammable free smoke grenade, which generally comes at a low cost and quick cooldown. Of course, my character's all the way upgraded, so you're seeing those values with those greens. If you are not colorblind, of course, green for this. He has additional effect where him and allies that are in the smoke get damage reduction by 30%, and eventually he gains the ability to actually still see through his smoke. By that I mean you will see outlines of enemies, because if they're kind of marked, but only if you actually know they're there, so you're not going to see, like, if someone's hiding behind cover somewhere, you're not going to see them through your own smoke, but if someone's standing in the open and you as your character would be able to see them, they would become marked. So it's pretty useful for PvE a lot, because it's smoke, spammable free smoke. Very useful for trying to get revives, covering, moving from cover to cover, as well as smoking out on an objective during holdouts. Even though the rest of your team can't see, at least you can. Rokk, pretty good choice in PvE. PvP, you really gotta nail your shots, because I believe he is definitely on the lowest end. Machine gun damage, but he's also more of a quicker operator and can get set up in areas compared to the other ones, and the smoke ability is able to help him see targets, but they can't see. So, good overall. I prefer him for PvE rather than PvP, and also gas. Stern I believe is available for credits, and he's available for a bundle with 3 other operators once you finish the tutorial with all the characters. They become available in a bundle. It's machine with 100 rounds, so tops off at 200 total. It's a rocket launcher that eventually gets 2 rounds? Question mark? Ain't it? Huh. Just gets 1. It's 1 rocket. Oh wait, no, there it was. I saw it. Beamy eyes no work. So eventually gets 2 rounds. Again, high damage, so either used to instantly kill something usually, or destroy cover. His is actually modified so that eventually it does more damage to enemies that are behind cover if it does hit cover. And you can also wire guide it, but I don't know the usefulness of the wire guiding because generally rockets are fast and kind of just like fire and forget most of the time. I don't think I have it unlocked. Now Stern's ability is to either grant himself a shield or a friendly operator shield, which actually has a really far range. Mine's upgraded to 45 meters, maybe that's why I'm saying that. I mean, it was almost able to cast it like across courtyards to friendly operators. Now, his also comes with another effect. If you cast the shield on yourself, your fire rate is lowered. If you cast the shield on someone else, your fire rate goes up. Support. Yeah, that's his name. Stern. Stern is pretty well in the actual support role. If you are able to work together with your lesser armored compatriots in the assault class, you're granting them a temporary health bar, help mitigate their 1 armor deficiency, whilst also increasing your fire rate for being able to throw more rounds downrange. Or you can be selfish and just cast it on yourself and be a tank. So, useful for both. Good in PvP and PvE because shield abilities are just nice to have. So, overall, a pretty good choice for both if you're looking for it. But in PvP, you want to maximize the guardian ability for your allies, which is kind of where it shines more. It's going to be a little bit harder unless you got a team playing, hopefully in your native servers. Not likely though. One's in Russia. Bourbon. Bourbon I am slightly biased against. Bourbon, first off, is only available in the actual store. You can't get him for coin or credits. They've recently started breaking up the bundle he's in and selling it on a week-to-week basis. I believe during the time of this recording it is the last operators being sold for that bundle, and then I'm not sure if they're going to keep the swapping constantly every week. This goes back to being a part of the bundle, which is rather expensive. It's MK48, which has a very high fire rate. Eventually goes up to 100 rounds, so 200 rounds overall. But given the fact this is where my bias comes in, due to the high fire rate, and this also will come to when I come to talk his ability, due to the fact that most of the population is playing on Russia servers, I'm in America, playing with like 100 ping really messes with your round counts and your round effectiveness when you are shooting high fire rate weapon. So I haven't had the most fun or enjoyment just because of the 100 plus ping activated, really messing with the gun performance for me as well as the crackdown ability. But moving on to the rest of him, he gets a grenade launcher. I believe goes up to 3 rounds. Yeah, 3 rounds, but he starts off with 2. And eventually I think it gets turned to a time delay kind of grenade instead of a direct impact. And of course disable if you don't like. But again, useful for high damage to single targets or groups of people as well as destroying cover. Now his crackdown ability is when you activate it and then several hits from it, which can be lowered in 3, will inflict stun. Stun's not as useful in PvE, but in PvP, players getting stunned can be a death sentence. I believe his was recently nerfed. It used to be like 1 second, now it got lowered to like 0.7 seconds. I haven't really touched him since he got messed around with, so probably only going to further my biased against the 100 plus ping, like really make it so I can't utilize his ability effective. I've had it where I've gotten into a fight with someone, I've been downed, and then after I was down, the person was stunned. Ping. But in terms of operators, he's more of a PvP, but again, only available via purchase in the store. And I am currently biased against using him. Bishop. I have not seen too many bishops. He is a rotation operator, so available for coin unless he rotation, which is case 55,000. He starts off with 200 rounds, but eventually his magazine capacity gets increased to 200 rounds. So he just gets the one 200 round magazine and doesn't have to worry about reloading. So you get all 200 rounds to throw at someone right away. He gets frag grenades, and his ability is actually kind of useful. It's more situational in PvP, but I've seen it used in PvE, and I really like it when it gets used there because it's really helpful when you have map knowledge on your side, and during holdout moments you can throw this out there, and it is disabling abilities, but also at the same time reducing movement speed, giving them a slowed, making people sitting ducks for yourself or your friends. He also has a unique ability where he gets executed, he's able to pretty much be martyrdomed. Now in PvE, you cannot be executed unless they plan to introduce an enemy that's going to do that to you at some point. But in PvP, that's kind of going to be useful to hopefully catch someone off guard. I don't know if he needs to have a grenade available for it, or if it's just, yeah, no, every time he gets executed, he drops a grenade. Again, haven't seen him too much. Definitely haven't seen him in PvP. I see him occasionally, most of the time PvE, which I'm a player of most. But yeah, if he seems interesting to you from all that, then I'd pick him up. Again, the jammer ability is actually pretty cool. But yes, he's a rotation operator. This asshole. Bastion. Bastion is another rotation operator. Again, available for coin. He's in rotation, then he's 55,000 credits. He is the only one not using a machine gun. He uses a shield, which is hard to counter in 100 ping servers because he goes from full shielding to his gun. Seems like a second that you don't have time to react to. He also, given that he is a part of the Raid French faction, some of their special abilities is he is taking reduced damage to arms and legs. His, I believe, is of course towards the end here that you see. Others, I think, come a little bit sooner. His is towards the end for obvious reasons of having a shield. They recently changed up his ability. His special gear is obviously a shield where he just fully shields up so that you can't shoot him at all. But he used to have it where he wouldn't be able to do anything, and when he cast his ability, it would armor up people behind him. They get shields. Took that away, instead gave him reflect. Very high reflect. So his reflect starts off at 40%, where if players are shooting at your shield, 40% of that damage is going to be reflected back onto other players or enemies, which has its uses in PvE a little bit, but primarily you're going to want to use him for PvP. He's a PvP annoyance. He is very hard to counter if you do not have explosives or other things set up and ready to go. Otherwise, it requires actual teamwork to have players flank and get around him and kill him. Now, on PvE side of things, he mostly sucks. I hate when I see a Bastion in special operations or even in clearings. Just because of the Glock, he's got very little range. And I'd much rather have someone with a machine gun than someone with a pistol. In a lot of the cases. And by a lot, I mean like 99%. So if you're looking for a PvP operator, Bastion is a go-to. He's super annoying to deal with. Everyone hates him. They all hate him. Next up, we have Haganah. Haganah is a part of the Israeli faction. The Israelis are only available for purchase on the store. And most of them, they've been adjusted in some way, but are mostly geared towards PvP. I will, however, say Haganah is actually one that's actually for PvP as well. She starts off with 35 rounds in her machine gun, but eventually goes up to 100 round mags, therefore totaling out at 200 rounds overall. She gets fire grenades, which are good for area of denial and tick damage. And then her ability is to lay down a turret. Give me a second there. Which works as a hazing tool, but also as another gun. A popular strategy I see in PvP with this is to lay down the shield when you run into someone, and then you got things shooting at someone. You got yourself and the turret. The turret also does not go away on your death. So the turret, if you lose that fight with someone, the turret will stay there and possibly finish them off. She was actually buffed, I believe, compared to the other Israelis when they got a nerf wave adjustment. She actually recovers stamina now while the turret's up, where she didn't before, and she is able to cancel out, select the turret to reduce the cooldown for the next time she can place it. PvE, obviously you can set up the turret to haze AI, and generally they try to focus drones and turrets over players if they're by them, so it works as a handy distraction. But overall, she is actually a good choice for both PvP and PvE. Fortunately though, it costs money, real money, not coin or credits, and there's the store. And then, I believe I saw a tweet, they finally revealed the Spain operator. He's coming in like next week and can be earned in an event. He's going to have like what looks to be an M60. Other than that, he's not out at the time of recording, so I cannot comment on it. But I am excited to hopefully try and grind and get him unlocked, because I'm 60, baby. So, if you're looking for a more PvP oriented support, you got Bastion here, Bourbon, if you can get Ping to work on your side, and Sputnik. If you're looking for more PvE, probably more towards Kit, Rokk, Stern. Actually, no, those guys are more good overall. The more good for like both of them would be Stern, Kit, Almez are like good overall. If you want ones that fit in both of those categories instead. PvE, I'd say Rokk, and probably Bishop. If you're looking for okay, well, actually good overall, I mean, Haganah. All in all, I can't find like a bad support, quote unquote, depending on what you're doing. Like, obviously, you've heard me bitch about Bastion. He's bad for PvE, but I don't think overall, as opposed to other categories, there is a ultimate bad choice for a class. Just more of what flavor you want to use and what do you want your role to be. Do you want to use your ability to cast usually shields or other things? You want higher capacity machine guns, or what have you. Heard me talk about them, take your pick. I think support's a good class overall. That'll do it for the video. As always, have a nice day. Praise be to RNGesus.